Check this out. We are zooming right along on the way to Philadelphia. Wowza. And you feel it too. It's really moving fast. Hi, it's Daniel back with lacfactor.com. That's LACFACTOR.com. Today we are going to Washington. And I'm going to take the Acela Amtrak train down from Providence, Rhode Island to Washington, D.C. There's some cool sights that I want to see down there. I went ahead and already got some tickets to go in the White House and to the Capitol building and a few museums I want to check out too. I have yet to ride the Acela train. Have any of you? Leave me some notes in the comments down below if you've been on and what your thoughts are of the train. So some notes about the Acela. The coolest thing is that you can arrive at the station just minutes before boarding, which I think is a great plus against when you are flying by air and you got to be at the airport an hour to 2 hours ahead of your flight time. I literally arrived at Providence probably about 10 minutes before the train arrived and then just hopped right on. There are 6 cars on the train in terms of passenger cars. So 5 of the cars are for business and 1 is for first. So there is no coach seating on the Acela. It is either business or first. There is also one of the business cars, it's a quiet car. I didn't choose that car because I like to talk, if you didn't know so already. And another car is also the cafe car. Usually that's in car number 4. So you can see the seats here come in either a 2x2 configuration, such as this one here, which is just kind of weird if you're by yourself because you are going to be facing other passengers next to you and across from you. So just expect that. But it works out well if you're traveling with a bunch of people. Here's all our stations that we're going to be stopping at along the way. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for the ride.
Last call in New York City, last call in New York. We have a new set of conductors on board.
So the coolest thing for me personally about this train is that it goes the fastest on land that I've ever been in my life. It actually goes up to 150 miles per hour. Now, before you get all excited like I was, it does not go 150 the entire time. It's probably only for about 1/10 of the journey. I am getting hungry. Let's go check out the cafe car. So in the cafe car, you can order from the menu anytime that the car is open. And there's a couple of places that you can kind of stand and have your drink or have your sandwich. I'll probably just take it back to the table because it's always been rather busy in here. Here's a look at the menu of stuff that they serve. Of course, what are we gonna have? Gee, I'm looking for my non-dairy options. Guess I'm gonna have to go with the vegan burger here. There is other stuff, snacks too, maybe come back for that later, but I'm hungry for a burger for right now. Trying to eat while doing 120 miles an hour. Pretty wild, right? Yeah, yeah. So the vegan barbecue burger on Amtrak. Let's take a look. Looks great. No milk. So it's not every day I get to talk and be moving at the fastest I've ever moved on land. We've been constant between 130 and 150 miles per hour. And I'm telling you, it's just really, really nice to get out of traffic. For those of us that drive all the time, sitting in traffic, this feels great. So truly enjoyed my little vegan burger. The barbecue sauce kind of gave it a nice little sweetness to it. You know, is it 5-star cuisine? No, but it was really nice that Amtrak was able to offer something to eat for dairy-free guests. So I enjoyed the burger. I'm enjoying the voyage. Sadly, right now, there's not too much to see outside because it's dark. But, you know, feeling the speed and the G-force of the ride is pretty great on the way to Washington. I think we're down to just under 2 hours that we should be arriving. Check this out. We are zooming right along on the way to Philadelphia. Wowza. And you feel it too. It's really moving fast. I have to say we were plagued with delays from Providence to New York. There was a time we had to stop for like 15 minutes, but if we continue on this pace, I mean, it feels like we're making up time, right? Because we're going this fast. I mean, it hasn't relaxed at all. 130, it feels like it's going down a little bit. We hit the brakes. You can kind of feel when they hit the brakes and then they speed up again. But it's been going really well. Definitely the second leg of the journey from New York to DC is feeling much faster right now. I like to track the train with the Amtrak app while I am on board, and you can follow along with any delays that may be occurring and estimated time of arrival updates. Just arrived, about 13 minutes late. I'm very excited here in Washington, D.C. So the train arrived. It's gonna be a couple hundred people on the train, and I guess nobody's hungry because there is nothing open. No food to be found here. How often is it you come in here and there's nobody here? I mean, a few people. I'm here. There's probably 10 other people. But no food. Check out this ceiling. All right, but let's get to the hotel where I'm going to be staying. So I am in the waterfront district of Washington, D.C. I planned it because by public transit, it's supposed to be only 10 to 15 minutes from kind of the major, you know, touristy stuff that we like to do in D.C. Can you happen to see the hotel anywhere along here? Because kind of hidden. So if you look right up to the left there, on top of Boardwalk, there's the Hyatt house. Now, oddly enough, this is a nice way to camouflage a hotel. So you actually have to go around the side, come through this, I guess it's a garage or like an alleyway, walk all the way down here. Even if you valet, there is no valet, there is no bell person over here. Come all the way down and then take an elevator and go upstairs to the lobby. All right, here we are in the room tour. There's a small little kitchenette area here. We have a little cooktop, of course, a little coffee maker. There's a couple little coffees that they give and some teas. Little sink area, of course, area with some cups. The allergies are killing me in DC, by the way. I'm breathing as if I'm some kind of animal today. Plates, right? Little colander up there. There's a couple of bowls here, store some stuff. I'm wondering if we have a pan to do some cooking. We got utensils there, and we have a pot, but no pan, of course. Maybe on the top up here? No, there happens to be a toaster. Oh, gee, no pan again. Too bad. Nice microwave, though. Pretty huge. All right, so we have a little living area here where you can sit down. It's shared with the bed. Sadly, something that I found last night is that the living area and the desk, which you could do some work at, nothing faces the beautiful waterfront view. It's kind of all either facing the TV or over here you're facing the wall. But there's a little bit of separation between this little middle part here. The TV does swing around if you want it for the bed or for the living room area. Nice big bed right in here. And like I said, for me, the highlight obviously of the room is the view overlooking the wharf right here. Oh yeah, before I forgot to mention, there is little charging ports on the side of the lamp, right inside here, right next to the bed. And there's another one on the wall in the back if you need as well. And right off of the kitchen is your bathroom. There's a nice little vanity here. And of course, toilet and walk-in shower. The 3 days I was here, there was no ice on my floor. I had to find some breakfast. Around the corner from the hotel is Chop Smith. I guess they have a few locations around DC, but this one was really close to my hotel. This was, of course, some eggs over my potatoes with bacon and avocado. And then this is a BLT, so BLT with egg. So just across the street from the hotel and waiting on the bus right now to try and get us to the White House. Let's see how it goes. I think I missed the bus. I've been here like 10 minutes, but hopefully there's another one coming. So I made it on the bus. Here we are. 6 stops to go. Alright, so just got off the 52 bus. That's what's important to mention. I forgot to say that. So from the hotel, 52 bus, it was $2 to get us right here. We're right near the White House Visitors Center. That's where we're going to right now to get in. Very important to mention, before you go to the White House, you have to make an appointment with your congressional representative, and then they will put you into the system to get you a tour to the White House. If it is approved, you get an email like a month or 2 later before your appointment. So it was kind of tricky, but it worked out well, and we were able to get in. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to film in there, but I'm going to take as many pictures as I can and enjoy the tour. Department of Commerce. It's a huge building. I love this sign. We don't have this up in Boston. We just step right out on the road. All right, we're here at the White House, about to go in. Just passed through this security check over here. They have little canine dogs which check you out, and you have to again make sure you have your invitation, otherwise you can't get in. So you're going to enter through the east wing entrance where the Kennedy Garden is, and there'll be tons of security checks. I think there was 3 more security checks we had to go through, and they did confiscate my little tripod, my little selfie stick. So make sure that you read your instructions carefully and don't bring anything that is not permitted. Any filming of any sort is not allowed in the White House. So all of these that I'm showing you are just pictures, just stills that I took on my cell phone, which you are allowed to take pictures, you just are not allowed to film. And there is several people through the tour that will remind you of such. Check out this movie theater, huh? Pretty cool to see when you come in. So right when you come in through the Kennedy Garden, there's beautiful photo ops. Obviously you can stand by any window and take a look out. You come across a lot of portraits, as you just saw on the way in. And then, of course, a lot of presidential china. A lot of presidents actually usually choose their own china when they come into office. The tour is kind of self-guided. You follow a crowd of people walking through, and nobody's really pushing you to move quickly, which is a nice thing. So you can stay and kind of take it all in and just look at all the different rooms. Again, you're kind of in the hallway. You're not allowed to physically go inside because it is still a, living, working White House, where there is still things going on in these rooms day by day. So even though it's part of the tour and you're able to see them, they still do host events in these rooms. And they said depending on certain events, there will be limited access to see such rooms if you are on a tour. So every tour is a little bit different when you come in. You can't always expect to see everything that I got to see on my tour, or I couldn't expect to see everything that you might get to see on your tour. I just love all of the decorations. And of course, every president redecorates the house. Some rooms they do try to keep with tradition as years go on, but they'll change a lot of the portraits out. They have decorators come in and change everything. It can typically happen every 4 years, if not sooner, sometimes every year or two. People will go through and redecorate. They have huge warehouses where they keep other furniture, and they'll bring furniture in and put it out back in storage. Sometimes, obviously, they might get rid of it altogether, but a lot of these antique pieces are truly museum quality pieces that have been around for some time. I have to say I did truly enjoy walking through. I wish I could have, been able to go in and touch things, as we like to say, right? It's our human nature that we like to touch and feel things, but just to look at it and walk through gave a great sense of the grandeur of the house. It's nice that there was little signs marking each room where everything was, and sometimes there were pictures in the rooms of, obviously presidents and other foreign dignitaries and celebrities who spent time in such rooms. A great tour. I would say plan on at least 30 to 60 minutes for yourself to walk through and kind of take it all in, and wait in line to take some pictures at certain rooms. Some rooms had bigger lines than other rooms. Just finished my tour of the White House. It was so cool. Got to walk through the East Room, the China Room, the Green Room, the Blue Room. Check out these shots right here on the lawn. Beautiful day today in DC. Very majestic experience. All right, so left the White House. Now we are in the Cannon Office House building. We have an appointment here with our congressional rep, who's supposed to get us into a tour of the Capitol building. But this building is pretty cool itself. There was about 4 film crews right across the rotunda here. I think they wait in here to talk to people, as soon as laws and things are happening on Capitol Hill, so they can grab them right when they come out of their office. So up and down the hallways here is all the congressional offices of your representatives. So Jim McGovern, this is one of my representatives from Massachusetts, where I live. And this is actually the view from his office. He has a balcony overlooking Capitol Hill. One of his staff associates showed us out to the balcony, which is pretty cool. And then we venture through tunnel underneath from the Cannon office building over to the Capitol. Again, once you get into the Capitol, there is tons and tons of security checks. Here is the rotunda, which is just stunning to look at all the architecture and all the frames. Amazing. They are not so tough on filming. However, they do in certain areas not allow flash, and it will say that when flash photography is not allowed. They're very particular about the gallery. So if you get it to go into the gallery and sit there, you're not allowed to take pictures. You're not allowed to film. Nothing, and you have to actually remain very quiet. They actually make you lock up your cell phone in a locker before you even enter the gallery. But through most of the Capitol building, the old Supreme Court chamber, the old Senate chamber, you are allowed to go through and take as many pictures and pose and do selfies and just admire the beauty of this truly magnificent building. You know me, I'm getting hungry. But the restaurant was closed, unfortunately. It was like 4:10, and they closed at 4:30, but they weren't letting anyone else in. So, as I said, there was no food at all because the restaurant had closed in the Capitol building. Now, I'm walking what appears to be like a food desert, trying to leave the Capitol building. I'm heading south because they told me there was some restaurants or something down this way, but I haven't passed the food truck, haven't passed anything for about 10 minutes. I'm walking. It's about 94 degrees and very humid. Gotta love DC for that, but I'm getting hangry. Where's the food? So I thought I got lucky. Sadly, the only truck I could find in like a mile. There's nobody here. I heard the music and I'm like, yeah, something. I mean, it's ice cream. I hardly doubt they'd have anything, but sometimes there is smoothies made without milk, water-based. Some sugar would be nice, or even a water, but nothing right now. My map is showing me there is nothing around me. My goodness. Let me know if I am completely crazy. But I can't even find a bus or the subway around here. I think maybe it cuts off because of the federal buildings, but no food, no buses, no trains. And again, probably doing this all wrong. So if you have a better way of doing this, please let me know for next time. But I'm hopefully walking about a 15-minute walk to the nearest metro. That's my goal right now. I know, I guess I should have planned this better, but I really didn't. And of course I would say to myself, well, gee, I should have brought some water, should have brought some snacks in a bag. However, you can't bring them in to anywhere because of security. So next time, note to self, note to anybody, go down to the cafe before they close, because it is important. Like I said, the White House, I spent about an hour. At the Capitol building, I did spend like 2.5 hours, because there's so much stuff to see and do. Time just flies. So I didn't die in the heat. I don't know what you were thinking, but I was thinking it was hot out there, and I was like running crazy. Anyways, what I do too, I ran underground. Underground, I happened to find a guy selling some water. I bought a water, hopped on the train, went a couple of stops. I am now at Gallery Place, Chinatown, going to find a vegan restaurant. I made it! Let's head in and get some food. I heard good things about this place. I'm looking forward to it. Got my milkshake to go. Just finished eating at Hip City Veg right here. Had a great meal. I enjoyed the burger. I got a smokehouse burger, and it was quite tasty. The French fries left a little bit to be desired. They're pretty sad, actually. Sad potatoes. I love a good potato. The place is so busy, so packed. The line is to the door the whole time. There's only 12 seats. You gotta fight for a chair. I was able to sit inside, but it's so compact. It was really hard to make a good video. So I'm gonna show you some shots of it and some pictures of my food. So you come in, you can walk right up to the counter. There's just kind of an order from the menu, and then have a seat. They'll call your number, and the food will come right out. Pretty cool sign. I really like the overall vibe of the place. They're really into healthy eating, and that's why they do plant-based. So here's my burger, and again a view of these sad fries. I wish they had just done something a little more hip, hand cut, natural. I would have liked that a little bit better. The burger has this onion rings on it with the melted cheese and the barbecue sauce. It was quite amazing, the flavor. This is actually one of the first time I've had a vegan burger with onion rings, fried onion rings on it, so it was a nice touch. Here's a chicken sandwich too. So a lot of people might be intimidated by riding the public transit systems when you go on vacation, but in DC, the metro is actually very safe. It's very clean. Something to remember though, there's a trash receptacle here. I just put my coffee in. Before you go down, it's quite different than where I'm from in Boston, because you can't bring food or drink on the subway. It's actually illegal. So it's kind of wacky for me. I'm used to always doing that on the subway in Boston. But so today we're at this Elephant Plaza station. We're gonna ride it up to the zoo. Hopefully it's not too far of a walk. It is, like I said, better today. The weather is nice. There's actually less people that ride on the weekend because they're not going back and forth, the Monday to Friday commuters. And the train is even cheaper. So right when you enter the station, there will be all the fare machines over on the right. You do have to buy a reloadable card if you don't have one, and they cost $2 in the beginning to get one, so you don't want to throw it out after. And then what you do is you just kind of tap it on and you reload your money. The cost to ride around varies depending on how far you're going. So again, you tap the card when you go in, then you tap it again when you leave. That's how they figure out the price. Here's a subway map. I recommend always taking a picture of the full map of the system on your phone, and then you can kind of, expand it, minimize it, and you use it and you have it on your phone. This is especially helpful too because you don't want to always give away that you're a tourist, so it just looks like you're looking at your phone. I was amazed by the height of this escalator. Check it out. Alright, snack break. Praline Bakery. Went in to check this place out, see what they could have for us. Obviously, most bakeries we know are always usually a challenge. This place was no exception. So, 99% of everything you see on the case, we cannot eat it. It has milk, it has butter, it has cream. They look nice. I would like to try something, but sadly, can't try anything in here. So I asked the associate, and they were going out back. They looked all around, seeing what I could get. They came back saying that they didn't think there was anything that we could have at all. And then I found this little thing on the case on the left, that there is in fact some dairy-free items that we could have, these macaroons. Sadly, they did not taste that great. And the place was also lacking in cleanliness. I feel like the floor hadn't been swept for a while, and a lot of smudges on the wall as well. Alright, arrived at the zoo, and this is part of the Smithsonian collection of museums, so getting into the zoo is completely free. However, remember that you need to book a ticket online in order to get into the zoo. A lot of museums in DC are still using this kind of older COVID system of tracking and monitoring the amount of people that come in. So say for instance the Air and Space Museum is very popular. You have to go online and reserve your free tickets, and if they have already decided that there is too many people for that day, you are not allowed to come in. So in the past you could always just walk right in, free admission. Make sure to research where you want to go and see if you need tickets before you get there. So I saw this when I was walking into the zoo, and I said, oh, I gotta stop on the way out. But Baked by DlL&x, it's a small bagel shop. It's located directly across the street from the zoo. Had to go in. They had a bunch of vegan options. This is a vegan Reuben actually, and there's also a vegan turkey sandwich for lunch. Very small little place, only 3 tables, and they also had a couple of vegan like little kind of baked raspberry bars, which were great too. I tried one of them. It's an adorable little shop, but they had a lot of items like outside for packing and fridges, so again, space is limited. So here I am waiting at the bus stop, taking the bus back to the metro, going to another stop. I unfortunately was not that excited with the zoo. There was a lot of walking. A lot of the animals were either asleep or away. And I don't know, it just wasn't too much to see or do. So it was kind of a quick stop. What did work out well was the bakery by Yael. Hope I'm saying that right. Yael, bakery by Yael. Time for some food. Someone recommended to me this southern style Italian family restaurant in DC. So we found it, we gotta check it out. Alright, so here we are at Carmine's in Washington, DC. Very excited to try this food. They were really great about having a nice dairy-free menu online with tons of options that we could have, and even other stuff that we could customize. Sat right down. The server was very kind, very helpful. Said they would do their best to work through all of the dairy-free options on the menu for us. Everything here comes family style. So he warned us that there would be a lot of food coming. If you notice over here on these menus, it shows everything from the appetizers to the entrees, and of course, he prepared us and said they have great to-go boxes, that everything comes literally for 4 or 5 people. So I don't know if he's trying to scare us. We are hungry, but we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to try the food. The menu on the wall. So still waiting on the food, but gotta love the music while you're waiting, right? That's amore. My goodness, are you kidding me? Look at this. Who's gonna come help me eat? So this is the chicken contadina. So it has half, cut up parts of whole chicken with roasted sausage and vegetables, peppers, potatoes, and then we have pasta bolognese, and then of course some sauteed spinach with olive oil. My mouth is watering. So the sausage is very tender. A lot of flavor of sage. Really delicious. The chicken, very nice as well. Nice roasted flavor. You really do taste the onions, the peppers. And I've already thought, I'm like swinging my knife around. I've already thought about what to do with all these potatoes and onions. I think they'll make a great breakfast tomorrow. Hash browns with eggs on top. What do you think? All right, the war is over. I officially lost the battle. The old me probably would have eaten all this. Sad to say, I know I joke about it, but the new me made a little bit of a dent. I really enjoyed the chicken, and I love the sausage. Like I said, I'm gonna use the sausages and potatoes, make a nice breakfast hash tomorrow. The bolognese, I enjoyed. I loved the meat sauce. The pasta I wasn't that crazy about. I don't think it was made in-house, and you can really tell. But I did love the depth of the flavor of the sauce. And the spinach was very nice too. Had a nice sauteed flavor with garlic and olive oil. I think I'll use this in 2 days with some eggs on it. There's literally like 3 or 4 days worth of food here. It's incredible. But totally loved it. Touring some more sites. Of course, the Washington Monument. We got the National Mall. The World War II Memorial is a beautiful, tranquil spot right in the middle of the two there. Just nice to walk around on a beautiful day, take some pictures. Of course, head over to the Lincoln Memorial. There is so much to see and do in DC. Remember again about what is open to the public and what you need tickets for. The African American Museum, sadly, I could not get in because there were no more available tickets. All right, so having dinner here at Ginger at MGM National Harbor. We have some Cantonese roast duck, nice crispy skin, nice and juicy underneath. And then we have some fried sea bass. And then of course some Chinese eggplant. Not to mention with the capsu, how do we say this? Capisolado Moscato.
I think it's
like
Caposaldo.
Just delicious, amazing. Ready to dig in. Salud. Back on to breakfast at the Silver Diner. So what do you think of when you think of a diner? Old 50s style, greasy food, unhealthy food. What if I was to tell you I found a diner here in DC called the Silver Diner, where they actually pride themselves on using as much organic, fresh, and natural products, also local products, as much as possible. The menu is very transparent, and it is easily accessible for those of us with food allergies. So things are clearly labeled. They have several vegan options in a diner. Can you imagine? So I come in, got my breakfast, was very clear with the server about how I needed no milk, no butter. The home fries are made with oil instead of butter, which is super for me. They have oat milk pancakes. They have just eggs, breakfast burritos, all kinds of dairy-free options on the menu in a diner, which I think is pretty incredible. The place has a nostalgic kind of Art Deco vibe to it. It's huge. There has to be at least 50 to 75 tables down here on the first floor. There's a lot of tables upstairs on the second floor. There's also outdoor patio dining, and it is located right next to the Washington Nationals ballpark. So if you're going to a game, you need some food. They're also open late till like 2 a.m. So nice little spot. They do breakfast all day. They have brunch all day. There's lunch, there's dinner options. Having some coffee, waiting on the food. I was really looking forward to trying the oat milk pancakes, which just sound delectable. But I was afraid I don't know if I'll be able to finish them all with my breakfast together. So we'll see how my breakfast goes. I got some over-easy eggs with some home fries and bacon. And we'll see how that goes before I move on to the pancakes. Might be too much food, but I'm excited to try it. Check out this avocado toast with smoked salmon. And here's the classic American. Bacon, home fries, bread. But sadly, no vegan butter, just regular. And a side of sausage. All right, next stop, the American Museum of Natural History, where they actually have Dorothy's original shoes, the original Kermit, and an entire exhibition on food. Gotta check this out. So it talks all about how we've evolved when it comes to our food science from 1950s up until now. I was quite intrigued walking around this exhibit. Must just be the teacher in me, and of course with the combination of dieting and food and my lifestyle, the way I have to eat. They talked about how diets have been a fad. They go in and out, all the different kinds of diets. I'm curious if you diet, and if you do, what are your diet choices with all of the different ones that you can choose from? Leave a comment below and let me know what type of diet you choose and why, and kind of what results you've seen from it. So again, it goes on and on and on with how we've changed for helping people, different types of cultures, how food literally just became a movement with more chefs on TV, more competitions around the country, and then of course how we have changed eating habits from eating in restaurants to having a lot of food options to go, with the introduction of a lot of processed foods, different types of snacks that are available, when we get them, where we get them, how we eat them, if we take them in our bag, if we eat them at home. Very, very interesting and educational exhibit. Research into the effects of additives on human health. Then on the same level, we get onto transportation because, of course, how do we get our foods? Mainly through trains, airplanes, right? Trucks, ships, and of course, a lot of subway cars. Very cool to nostalgically sit back on a subway car, and there's a video at the other end that's showing you how the subway car is running.
Oh, you can hear the tray.
I need a cup of coffee. Well, let's start at Carson's. Their Tartan Tray coffee shop will be open, and I wanted to get a train set. Well, I still need lots of things for the boys. This line up on Catholic is $29.90.
Let me know if any of you have been to this museum and if you saw these exhibits and what your thoughts on them were. The Route 66 highway interchange is also shown here, again with the introduction of the automobile back in the 30s and 40s, and then it got really big through the 50s. And then it shows the evolution of the car all the way up to electric cars. But sadly, my time in DC is coming to a close, and it's time to get back on the Acela and head back up to Providence. My ride going back home was just the same as coming down. Closing thoughts on Acela was that it's great. I just hope that in the future, the accelerated time of going, 130, 140, 150 can be extended through more updated track and less traffic and less sharing of the lines with other trains. As always, thanks for watching.